everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kara Elizabeth, a 3-5 emotional manifestor, here to provide you with your weekly energetic weather report via human design, a system that combines aspects of astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, and the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, every human design journey begins with looking up your unique human design chart, and you can do that at www.myhumandesign.com. Transits are the specific energies that are present in the universe at any given moment. I go over the sun and earth, the sun being our main experience and the earth being how we're grounding in it. And each transit tends to hang around for about 6 days. Now, my goal is to provide you with a general cosmic heads up on how you can expect to feel, what you can expect to experience, and how to best navigate your week. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. All right, you guys, it is that time of the week again. The transits have officially shifted along with the weather here. So I woke up and it's like super chilly outside this morning. So my voice is like a little weird. So just give me a little bit of grace today, okay, as we go through this transition, not only with the weather, but through these gates. So this week, through transit, we are transiting the emotional center, or also known as the solar plexus. We have not been here in quite some time. Like, honestly, I can't even remember the last time the sun or the earth transited an emotional gate. So that's what I say. Like, this could be like a pretty interesting, we'll leave it at that, transition for us, just because this is somewhere that we're not used to being, because we have been, like, I feel like in the root and the throat for so long. This could be a very different energy for you. So just to give you that heads up, we are transiting that. However, we are transiting it through the earth. So we're going to be grounding through the emotions this week. So I'm going to leave it at that. The sun is also going to be transiting through the Ajna. So we are in gate 4 and 49. And now if you follow me on Patreon, which I only have 2 members over there. I think they call them members. I only have 2 members over there right now. So you probably are not. But if the off chance that you're listening and you are one of those 2 members, number 1, thank you for your support. It lights me the fuck up. And number 2, you would know that the new moon in Leo that we had, whenever that was, like a few days ago, was actually in this gate when it transited. So this was the theme of the new moon in Leo. And this is also going to be our theme this week. So buckle up, folks. Let's go ahead and just dive right on in, shall we? Okay, we shall. So the gift of gate 4 is logical brilliance. Okay, so this is an Ajna gate. It's a knowing, inner knowing. It's intuition center, etc. But this one's all about logic. So hear me out. So those with the gift 4, which is going to be you, me, and the rest of humanity for the next 6 days or so, are going to have the gift of an effortlessly brilliant and strong mind. Logic and analysis is going to come very easy for us right now. And we're not even going to need to apply any discipline to our minds, because it's actually going to be fun for us to look at any subject that we're interested in, deconstruct all of its various pieces and aspects, and then glean intelligent conclusions from this process. Okay, so that right there should be a clear indicator we're in the Ajna, folks. So you can look at, or we're going to have the capability this week to look at complex scenarios, be able to separate the meat from the fluff, and then see all of the important intel that it's trying to give us. We're going to be able to distill things down and spot truths, whether that be around human behavior, financial markets, whatever you enjoy mentally toying with. Now, I also feel like coming in with this reminder: truth is fluid. Okay, it changes as we change. We can go deeper into certain truths, or we can move away from certain things that we thought were true and that maybe we've grown out of and now we no longer think is true. So allow yourself to just flow in the truth this week. So continuing on, what's more in this gift is our capacity for analysis and thinking is going to be endless. Our minds are going to be restless in its search for truth. So you may assume that everybody has this ability because it's maybe comes easy to you, especially if you naturally have this gate defined already in your chart, which me personally, I do not. So if you do not have it defined, you're going to be gaining lots of wisdom here. I mean, regardless, you're going to be gaining wisdom, but it's going to be just a new experience all around. Okay, moving on. Just remember, most of the world cannot do what you do, especially if you have this normally. So there is going to be a true value in your applied mind for the rest of the world. And this is going to apply to all of us. We are here to bring us insight to things that we cannot see ourselves. Actually, let me rephrase that. You, my friend, are here to bring the rest of the world insight into things that maybe the rest of us cannot see for ourselves. There, that makes more sense. Okay, now, how can we flex this gift while we have it this week? For those that don't normally. When it's a subject that you're interested in, your mind literally does not tire out. It's going to be very important for you to realize that an inexhaustible mind is a form of genius and that it brings you insights and ways of seeing things that others with shorter attentions cannot access. Your patience for discovery and willingness to make sense of things is a true gift. And not just to yourself, but also to the ways that you're going to use this to contribute in life. We live in a world that already values logical thinking and reasoning, so it's likely that you haven't had much problem spotting and owning this gift, unless you are afraid of being a person with such a sharp mind because conditioning has told you that it was bad or unsafe. Own it, brothers and sisters. Or sometimes, if what you're interested in is not a subject that we as a society can traditionally think of as intellectual, such as things like interior design, you might not see that you're being unusually logical and insightful in your approach towards it. But when you can recognize this in yourself, you own that part of you and it radiates out to others, so they are more likely to want and ask for your genius too. Now, what can block us in this gift? And that is by going to the extreme with this one and using logic for absolutely everything. That's going to block you this week. So the key to really strengthening this genius is knowing which situations to use it in and which subjects it does not belong in. Your mind is so brilliant and sharp that it will come up with intricate and airtight logic to support anything that you want to be true, no matter what's behind that wanting. So if a mind with the gift of 4, which is going to be all of our minds for the next 6 days, anytime our minds feel insecure, it can use its brilliant logic to prove or justify these negative feelings about people or things and then present them with such conviction and perfect construction that they just make sense. But just because something makes sense does not make it truth. So ironically, when you release the need to fit everything into a framework or analyze everything to the nth degree to feel more safe, so much more can reveal itself to you. The trick here is to not fall back on the mind to reassure you whenever you feel insecure or uncertain, but to use it when a subject really grabs you and fascinates you. Your challenge here is to recognize the difference between your emotions and your logic. Okay, I feel like bum, like this is exactly why we're transiting this and an emotional center at the same time, folks. We're going to have not only our minds talking to us this week, because we're all going to be in this transit, we're also going to have our emotions and trying to ground in them. And so our emotional center going to be providing us information as well. So here's your challenge this week, people. Recognize the difference between your emotions and your logic. Okay. And I just want to I just want to throw this out there, because I'm an emotional being. I have a defined solar plexus. I'm an emotional authority. Your emotions are not ever logical. So that's going to be your key indicator here that you're listening to the emotional center. So you can tell, here she goes into that right now. Let's see what Jenna has to say about this. You can tell an emotional reaction when you feel charged rather than neutral and detached about a situation. Okay, so there's another clear indicator. When emotions are concerned, this is not an area for this gift to apply itself. So when you feel triggered or insecure about something, please resist the urge to justify these feelings away using your mind. It may make you feel better in the moment, but in the long term, it will keep you more attached to these feelings that don't ultimately serve you or feel good. So when you justify a negative feeling, you are literally cementing it as reality. Whereas when you detach from it and think of a different way that you'd like to see it or feel it, you can then create a new template for your behavior moving forward. So that is our main theme, main energy that we're all going to be experiencing this week. That is the sun transit. So now let's move into the earth transit. This is going to be the emotional center. Once again, I think I've said that numerous times, but just in case, this is the emotional center. It's what we're going to be grounding in. It's gate 49, and the gift of this one is the humanitarian. So with this gift, you are going to have a deep yearning to change the world, and you may have since childhood, especially if this is defined in your chart, even if you didn't know how you were going to do it. You are here to be a revolutionary because that's a big archetype that makes you who you are, which is going to be all of us. We're all embodying this right now. So true revolutionaries and change makers aren't the ones who ruffle feathers for the sake of it or criticize from the soapbox. In fact, there is so much ego that creates that kind of obvious revolt. But you are here to help bring about the kinds of changes that make people approach life with more compassion, softness, and openness, to dissolve judgment and to make us all work together as one. You are best when you approach it as, we only succeed when everybody wins, period. So being part of movements, products, services that provide a win-win is a huge signpost for us. So, for example, a power source alternative that benefits the consumer and the planet, an initiative that helps the underprivileged, which also allows generous people with a great option of where to give money, something that makes people's lives more aesthetically pleasing, but also makes them think or is ethical. You get the picture here. So change through innovation and inventiveness is a quiet revolution, but a revolution nonetheless. However, you could also genuinely be someone who is meant to be the kind of revolutionary that speaks truth, expresses anger, and rouses the masses. You'll know depending on the rest of your chart, and also because you're going to feel this in your heart. Just make sure you do it with love and with the intention of uniting people instead of judging those who still have a ways to go in their evolution of consciousness. So a good way to ask if you're on the right track with whatever change making you're participating in is to ask yourself this question: is this helping people evolve internally too? That could be mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional, But as long as you're offering the potential for growth and improvement, you're good. So now, how can we flex this energy while we have it? And that is by not being afraid to look at what you think is wrong with the world and with us as a society as a whole. So you can only create what's so right when you can fearlessly get crystal clear on what you see as wrong. Every person with this gift will see different things and is going to understand that whichever ones are coming to you are the ones that universe wants you to focus your attention on. So this is going to show up differently for everyone. The ruse here, though, is that you have to include your own self and consciousness in looking for what's wrong. Be open to noticing where you still judge others, where your separation mindset gets in the way, and very pertinent for those with the gift of 49 naturally. Well, doesn't matter. We're all going to have it. Is where you pull away and distance yourself from others, especially when you get upset or angry. Use your own experiences to inform you about what other humans are thinking and feeling too. And when you tap into how this thinking shows up in you, you can not only use it to inform and improve what you're contributing to the world, but also help you truly see how similar and all in this together we really, truly are. And there you have it, folks. That is going to be our transit energy for this week. I'm going to leave you with a big good luck and I love you. And also check the description box if you feel called to work with me in any way, shape, or form or capacity outside of this podcast. All of the links are going to be available for you in the description. Have a field day with that. Love you, good luck, and I will see you all next week.